Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So tonight we're going to talk about conspiracy theories and why people believe them. For those that don't know, I'm a professional paranoid. Humpty Dumpty didn't fall, he was pushed. I love conspiracy theories. They're great thought exercises. Most are utter garbage. Some are true, and at some point I'll do a video talking about the true ones. But tonight we're going to tear one apart. We're going to tear one apart that is gaining ground coming out of the right-wing circles about the New Zealand shooting. It didn't happen. It was all made up. Those were actors. It was a staged event. The CIA staged it to make Americans give up their guns. Okay, so let's just start with the concept. The CIA, in order to believe that this theory is even plausible, you have to believe that the CIA has a problem killing innocent Muslims. Probably don't believe that, because it's not true. They don't. If the CIA wanted to create this effect, they wouldn't stage it. They would just conduct it. It's a whole lot easier to send people in to go kill a bunch of unarmed people than it is to fake it. So, on its face, this is stupid. But we're going to go through the evidence that is presented in these videos and blogs. We'll go through each one and just kind of make fun of it for a little bit. And then we're going to explain why people believe it. Okay. That's not how people react when they're shot. Yeah, it is. That's exactly how they react when they're shot. Contrary to every video and blog that I have seen talking about this, the AR-15 is not high-powered. It is not high-caliber. It's .223. For those overseas, 5.56 millimeter. .223, that is .223 of an inch wide. That's what that means. It's low intermediate power. It doesn't send people flying across the room. They don't get knocked down by the force. That's Hollywood. That doesn't happen in real life. It's a tiny bullet moving very, very fast. It goes into you. That's what it does. The entry wounds aren't big enough. The entry wound should be less than 1/4 of an inch. That's how big they are. That's the giant entry wounds you see on movies. That doesn't happen in real life. There are things that can change it, such as it hitting bone instead of soft tissue, or if it passes through something else first and sends the bullet wobbling, you'll get a larger entry wound. But no, they're supposed to be very small. It's a small bullet. There's not enough blood. Based on what? What kind of wound is it? Well, it's a gunshot wound. That doesn't tell me anything. Is it a sucking chest wound? Is it in the liver, the kidney? Did it hit an artery? If you don't know the answers to those questions, and you don't, you can't say that. It's just something you made up. You should be able to see the holes in the wall from where he missed. Okay, for that one we're going to conduct a little demonstration. There's a wood block back there. Blue dot, red dot, brown dot. You can see them, right? This camera is higher resolution than the live stream. And you can see those. Problem is, those are 1.5 inches wide. You can't see the purple dot. The purple dot, by the way, right there, well, that's 1/4 of an inch. That's why you don't see it. Okay. In the car, he fires out the windshield, and it should have shattered, gone everywhere. That's Hollywood. That doesn't happen in real life. If it's low velocity, you can get some spidering, but windshields are safety glass. They're designed to not shatter. This was point blank. It wasn't low velocity. Now, I'm not going to have somebody shoot my truck, so I'll put a link in the comments section. It's a 50 caliber BMG shooting a windshield. 50 caliber BMG is about the most powerful thing you can get on the civilian market. Guess what doesn't happen? It doesn't shatter and blow out. That doesn't happen in real life. It takes a lot of rounds to do that. the most damning evidence. There's a magazine on the floor. There is. If you haven't watched the video, I suggest you don't. But guy walks in, he's got a shotgun. Boom, boom, boom. Drops it, pulls up the AR-15. He shoots, then he turns. Bang, bang, bang. And then he comes back. Now, if something was slung when he turned, guess where it would land? Right where that magazine is. Or maybe he went to pull another magazine out and dropped it, and when he was moving, his foot hit it and sent it down the hallway. All of these things are more believable than the CIA staging this massive event so they don't have to kill innocent Muslims. What percentage of drone strikes are collateral damage? They don't care. On the premise, on the face, the whole premise is false. Then the military precision with which he moved means he's an operator. No, there was no military precision. That was amateur hour. That should have taken half that time, especially considering you're not encountering any real resistance because you're gunning down a bunch of unarmed, innocent people. No, there was no military precision. The accuracy of his fire, it wasn't accurate. Hitting the person doesn't mean it's accurate. Accurate is, anyway. That is explained by that thing sitting on top of the rifle. Those are his optics. There's no great conspiracy here. That's the entirety of their evidence. Oh, there is one other thing. There's a meme floating around. There's actually a few variations of it, but it's got a bloody scene of a carpet and then another carpet. And it says, the carpet's not even the same. They're faking it. Well, I looked up the photo. It's from years ago when they used a mosque as a triage center after an airstrike. Yeah, of course the carpets aren't the same. They're from different events on different continents. That's just something some liar threw together. Okay, so why do people believe this stuff? I mean, we ripped it apart in minutes. Why do people believe it? Because it's comforting. It is comforting to believe that there's a plan, that there's somebody out there pulling the strings. If you don't believe that, the alternative is that somebody really did walk in and murder 50 people. There is no man behind the curtain, guys. The world is chaotic. Bad things happen. Murders happen. That's what it's about. Okay? There's no solace in believing that the CIA controls the world. It's not really true. Now, the other reason that this is being widely believed is because it's being widely circulated from certain websites. Here's an interesting little tidbit. They're all Donald Trump supporters. Why does that matter? Because he's named in the manifesto. So, if they can convince you that this didn't happen, well, then Donald Trump's not responsible for the murder of 50 people. That's why people want to believe it. And that's why some people do. It's either they don't want to admit that they've elected this guy, or they need something to believe in. They need something, somebody out there in control of all of this chaos. The world's a scary place. And without somebody pulling the strings, it's downright terrifying. But the reality is, it's just a scary place. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.